There's been such a heinous incident in the country that you'll get goosebumps. Millions of brothers in India will tie rakhai to protect their sisters. To protect them from whom? From their own society. The incident in Kolkata has shown how that society is failing women. Where Chief Minister Moumita Banerjee should have stopped such incidents, she is instead holding a protest march in her state. And instead of protecting the people, the Kolkata police are sending notices on Twitter. What's going on in this country? What happened in this incident? And who's responsible? I want to give you all the details. RG Kar Medical College is based in the Shyam Bazar locality of North Kolkata. It was founded in 1886 and is one of the oldest medical colleges in the country. An incident happened in this old hospital that shook the entire country. On August 8th, at 11 a.m., a 31-year-old postgraduate trainee was on a 36-hour shift. Postgraduate trainees are basically medical doctors who are doing a master's degree in specialization. These trainees' 24-hour, 36-hour, and even 72-hour shifts are very common. During these shifts, they have to be on call, which means they can rest, but must return to work as soon as a call comes in. She spoke to her parents that night and said goodnight on the phone. After this, she started doing her medical rounds in the hospital, which was very common for her. At 2 a.m., she took a break from her medical rounds and had dinner with 4 colleagues. 1 was an intern, 1 was a house staffer, and 2 were postgraduate trainees. They were in the seminar hall of the college's pulmonology department on the 3rd floor. She ordered food and started watching the Olympics on TV, supporting Neeraj Chopra. Neeraj won a silver medal that day. The seminar room is a 40 by 30 feet space where 50 people can sit. To enter the seminar room, you have to pass through a corridor from the 3rd floor lift, where CCTV cameras are installed. However, there were no cameras inside the seminar room. As soon as Neeraj Chopra's event was over, everyone else left the seminar room. But due to fatigue, this girl fell asleep there as she had been on a 36-hour shift. At 3 a.m., an intern woke her up to show her a report. After seeing the report, she went back to sleep. This was the last time she was seen alive. The next day, at 7:30 a.m., her body was found in the same hall with 10 injury marks. Her body was semi-naked, and blood was oozing from her eyes and private parts. At 10:53 a.m., the hospital's assistant superintendent called the girl's parents and told them to come to the hospital as their daughter was unwell. After 22 minutes, at 11:15 am, the same person called the parents again and informed them that their daughter had committed suicide. After that, they said, "Your daughter has committed suicide. Come quickly." A family member of the victim stated that the hospital made the girl's parents wait for 3 hours before showing them the body. They kept us standing there for 3 hours. Even when they gave them permission, the father was told to go inside, take a photo, and then come out. When the father saw the condition of his daughter, he was devastated. He said, "My daughter has been raped and murdered. She's gone. We can't bring her back, but at least we should get justice." After the incident, the police commissioner of Kolkata, Vineet Goyal, and State Health Secretary, Anis Nigam, reached the hospital for an investigation. It was also revealed that Chief Minister Moumita Banerjee had spoken to the family and promised them speedy justice. But now the protests have begun. Many doctors and postgraduate trainees of the hospital started protests and demanded an autopsy. Protests then started all over the country. On the morning of August 9th, the first police officers reached the crime scene. Because their duty was in the outpost of the hospital, they arrived quickly. They immediately informed the Tala police station, in whose jurisdiction the hospital is located. A team of officers arrived at the police station, including detectives from the homicidal wing. At 11:30 am, forensic experts arrived, and a case of unnatural death was registered. After the family's police complaint, the case was changed to a rape and murder case. The police team installed 15 computer screens in a room of the hospital and started checking all the CCTV footage. The investigation began after this. That night, 5 people were on night duty. They were separated and interrogated one by one. Because the statements of these 5 people were similar, they were released from police custody. During the re-examination process, they focused on one person who was wearing shorts and a sleeveless t-shirt and was roaming around the 3rd floor seminar hall at 4 am. The CCTV camera showed that he had Bluetooth earphones on his shoulder. This detail is important, and you'll know why in a while. A police official from the hospital outpost identified this person as Sanjoy Roy. His cell phone location was tracked and found to be in a police barrack in Salt Lake, Kolkata. The next day, on August 10th, a police team was sent to arrest him. During this, the investigation progressed, and they found Bluetooth earphones at the crime scene. When asked where his Bluetooth earphones were, Sanjoy said he had lost them. But when the police turned on Sanjoy's Bluetooth earphones, the phone's Bluetooth automatically connected to the earphones found at the crime scene. After this, Sanjoy became the first suspect in the police record, and his interrogation began. The first time Sanjoy entered the hospital that night, he was drunk. He left the hospital at 11 p.m. to drink more and returned at 4 a.m. The Calcutta police said that Sanjoy had confessed. But for the sake of evidence, they found several injury marks on Sanjoy's body and also tried to match the skin samples from the victim's nails with Sanjoy's DNA samples. An official forensic report has not been released yet. But who is Sanjoy Roy? Sanjoy's family, including his mother, sister, and neighbor, called him a disgrace. He has 2 sisters. His elder sister is an assistant sub-inspector at the Kolkata police, and his second sister is a civic volunteer. His sister said, "I don't want to talk about him at all because he's a disgrace in our family's history. I can't even say a decent thing about him. Even if he gets hanged, we won't come to collect his body." In 2019, Sanjoy joined the Kolkata Police Disaster Management Group as a civil volunteer. Civil volunteers are those who help in police traffic management. They are contract workers and receive Rs. 12,000 per month. They are not officially from the Kolkata police, but Sanjoy officially introduced himself as a Kolkata policeman. In fact, his bike even had a Kolkata police sticker. This wasn't the first time Sanjoy came to the RG Car campus. 2 years ago, he was a cook there, but then he disappeared for 2 years. When he came back, he introduced himself as a Kolkata policeman. Hospital staff mentioned that Sanjoy used to visit frequently and was close to Principal Sandeep Ghosh. In fact, Sanjoy used this relationship to earn money. He used to take money from patients, promising them he'd get them admitted to the hospital. Sanjoy is now a suspect, but since there's no official forensic report, there's no conclusive evidence in the CBI or police investigation against him. However, this isn't the first police complaint against Sanjoy. On May 13, 2023, his wife filed a police complaint because Sanjoy beat her up when she was 3 months pregnant. A year before that, on August 8, 2022, another police complaint was filed against him, but the police didn't take any action. In fact, he worked with the police as a civic volunteer. Durga Devi, Sanjoy's mother-in-law, said that he used to beat up her daughter. She believes that if the police had taken action against him, this incident wouldn't have happened. This behavior is very common among rapists. Remember, rape isn't about sex, it's about power and control. A rapist doesn't even feel sorry instead, he blames the victim. Even after Sanjoy was caught, many people are still unhappy. They believe Sanjoy didn't act alone, and that the real culprit is being protected. The shocking details in the autopsy report suggest that this crime couldn't have been committed by just one person. On August 9th, at 4:40 p.m., the report showed that many hairs were found on the mattress. Besides this, there are many gruesome details in the report that I don't want to discuss in this video, like external injuries found on the body. Dr. Subarnagaswamy, a former student of RG Car, read the report and said that multiple penetrations were done, implying that more than one person was involved. Some details circulating on the internet, like 150 gm of semen found in the vagina, are completely wrong. The Times of India published a fact check on this, which you can read by pausing the video. Dr. Raja Dihar from CK Birla Hospital in Kolkata also stated that according to the reports, more than one person was involved in this crime. His statement, which you can find in the source document, suggests that multiple people were involved in this heinous act. This is why the investigation hasn't been completed yet. However, the atmosphere turned against Moumita Banerjee when people found out what the government did to the college principal. RG Car's principal, Sandeep Ghosh, told the victim's family that the girl committed suicide. Since the principal is the administrative head of the college, the responsibility lies with him. It's hard to imagine that the principal didn't give the approval before contacting the victim's family. The worst part is that the principal tried to blame the victim, saying it was irresponsible for a girl to go to a seminar hall alone at night. A medical college principal blaming the girl for the atrocities she faced is despicable. Protests against the principal started after this, but no action was taken against him. Finally, 3 days later, on August 12th, he resigned. However, the Bengal government didn't accept his resignation. Instead, he was transferred to Calcutta National Medical College, where he became the principal. Dr. Sandip Ghosh stepped down as the principal of RG Kar Medical College. The West Bengal government appointed him as the principal of Calcutta National Medical College and Hospital. So, if you don't take up the responsibility and say such despicable things, you won't be removed from your position, you'll be made the principal of another medical college. To stop his new appointment, doctors, students, and junior interns closed the doors of the office so the principal couldn't take up his new position. 2 senior members of the Trinamool Congress went there to calm the students. They were MLA Swarna Kamal and State Minister Jawad Ahmad Khan. But the students questioned, "Why are you here to calm us down? If you care so much, why did you make Sandip Ghosh the new principal?" Sandip Ghosh has close ties with the Trinamool Congress. Many doctors have accused him of running the hospital as if it's his kingdom. Akhtar Ali, the former deputy superintendent of RG Kar, said that Sandip is one of the most corrupt people. He's a corrupt man. He failed the students in RG Kar Medical College. He took a 20% commission from the tender order. He used to take a commission in every project in the college. Many students who have worked under Sandip say that this principal is no less than a dictator. A medical intern said in an interview that Dr. Sandip Ghosh can do anything against you. He uses his political connections to threaten the students if they don't listen to him. He even failed many students because they raised their voices against him. A victim's family lawyer said that instead of removing the principal, the government transferred him. How can we trust the government? That's why the court transferred the case to the CBI, because people lost their trust in the Kolkata police. To understand why people don't trust the West Bengal government in an independent investigation, you need to understand how Bengal's politics works. I made a detailed video on this topic a few years ago, which I strongly recommend you watch. The link is in the description and at the end of the video. West Bengal's politics is controlled by the Trinamool Congress, which they learned from the Communist Party. This means that whether it's university politics or panchayat politics, Trinamool Congress has a say everywhere. That's why many people can't even speak against it. I won't go into detail in this video, but you can watch the video. However, because of this, people don't believe that Bengal's government can carry out an independent investigation. This issue reached the court on August 13th. The victim's family lawyer argued that the case should be immediately transferred to the CBI or the evidence would be destroyed. The lawyer made many arguments. The family was told that it was a suicide case. They had to wait for 3 hours before seeing the body. There was evidence of rape and murder, but the first case filed by the Kolkata police was of unnatural death. Dr. Sandip Ghosh was transferred instead of being removed. The Calcutta High Court heard the arguments and transferred the case to the CBI. However, the CBI hadn't even started its work when a video went viral. The seminar room where the victim was raped and murdered, and the room next to it, was suddenly being renovated. A student protester asked why the crime scene was being demolished when an investigation was ongoing. There was such a big incident in your college, and the CBI is about to start an investigation. Then why the renovation? What's the hurry? Besides this, there were rumors on social media that the college was involved in a sex and drug racket. Since the details are gruesome, and there is no concrete evidence or details in any official report, I won't talk about such things in this video. However, the public's trust in the administration was gone. They don't believe the investigation will be done properly. On August 14th, they planned a silent protest. Before Independence Day, Reclaim the Night marches took place across the country to show that women can also participate in public spaces. We're not only unsafe at night, we're also unsafe during the day. We're visited during the day. We want our safety. We want the safety of our girls. We don't want anything else. This protest was peaceful across the country, But suddenly, the protest took a dangerous turn near the RG Kar hospital. At 12 p.m., violence broke out in the hospital. Many unknown people broke the barricades, manhandled doctors, and destroyed hospital property. Emergency beds, where patients were present, were destroyed. Helpless doctors, nurses, and police officers had to flee. Protesters said that these unknown people had come to the protest site in trucks, but no one knew who they were. Many of them were trying to climb up to the girls' hostel. A panic-inducing environment was created. At 2 a.m., Kolkata Police Commissioner Vineet Goyal reached the scene and blamed the media. He said that the media had created distrust between the police and civil society. Malicious media campaign Kolkata Police has lost the trust of the people because of this, whether it's social media or this. BJP State Secretary Suvendu Adhikari said that these goons were goons of the Trinamool Congress. Moumita Banerjee claimed they were CPIM and BJP goons. The Kolkata police are now using Twitter to identify these people, but we still don't know who they were and what motivated them to enter the hospital. Many people believe they were sent by someone to destroy evidence. There was a lot of commotion in the hospital, but Kolkata police clarified that the crime scene was a seminar room and it wasn't damaged. However, isn't it the responsibility of the Bengal government and Kolkata police to stop violence and maintain law and order? Instead, Moumita Banerjee announced that she's going to protest. On August 19th. Why? Because she wants capital punishment for rapists. They should be hanged. It's like the pot calling the kettle black. There was a gruesome rape in the state capital. The principal, the administrative head of the medical college, was transferred instead of being sacked. The case was then transferred to CBI, and now you demand speedy justice and capital punishment. The police are under your control, as is the government. So, what's all this drama about? However, Moumita Banerjee, who's demanding the death penalty in her protest, is trying to divert you. Be careful. Like her, there are many people on social media who claim that rapes are happening in India because the punishment isn't strict. They say, look at countries like North Korea, Afghanistan, and Saudi Arabia, where rapists are severely punished. If this happens in India too, it'll become a safe and developed country. Right? Absolutely wrong. This is an absurd argument, and I'll tell you why. In 97% of rape cases in India, the victim knows the criminal. The rapist is often a friend, family member, or neighbor. If the rapist is a family member and the punishment is a death penalty, what do you think will happen to the girl? The girl will be told to keep quiet and bury the matter because the poor rapist will have to die. Secondly, a criminal considers two things: the strictness of punishment and the possibility of being caught. The whole country is obsessed with punishment. They want to hang and shoot the rapist. We forget about the other aspect. You think the rapist doesn't know that he'll be punished? He knows, but he's confident that the case will be buried. In rape cases, the conviction rate is only 27%, meaning no convict is found in 73% of the cases. That's why instead of increasing the punishment, we should invest in better policing and faster courts. In 2019, an infamous Hyderabad rape and murder case took place, where the police encountered the suspects. In just 30 minutes, the police encountered 4 criminals. The whole country celebrated, thinking that rapists would face consequences. However, did rape stop after this encounter? No, because neither the policing nor the courts have changed. Moumita Banerjee is fooling you by saying we should demand the death penalty. Instead, she should spend her time improving the police in Kolkata and promoting gender equality among children. Remember, rape is just one way of sexual exploitation. Every day, girls are stared at or taunted, which is another form of sexual exploitation. This problem will only be solved when we properly educate our children. Taro Kai Tali is an NGO trying to address the root cause of this problem by teaching children about gender equality. If we want to solve this problem at its root, we need to support such NGOs because the issue will only be resolved when society's mindset changes.